And we're back.
We're back.
Excellent. With our eyeball cocktails in hand.
Yes, ma'am. How do you stay authentic while still growing your audience?
I think that the way to grow your audience is to not try to keep up with the Joneses, to not try to be like everybody else, and to be authentic. I think that it's super important. The only way to stand out in a world where machines are taking over the jobs of artists, hardworking artists that don't have means as it is to keep themselves going and are fighting every day just to be able to live as an artist. Machines are trying to steal our jobs. So why be like a machine and copy everyone else when you can have fun and be yourself?
Aww, I love that. Yeah. And also, I'm just like, no one's telling you what to do.
It's true.
I'm just like,
it's incredibly accurate. It's very true.
So because not only do you do music, you also have your own YouTube channel where you do spoiler-free reviews of scary movies.
Yes, I do.
The cutting room floor, if you will. Please go check it out. So my question is, how does your taste in movies influence your music visually, emotionally, or thematically?
I think that horror is pretty much in my DNA at this point. I have worked on the sets of horror films. I have done makeup for horror films. I've acted in some. I've done background acting on TV shows like Gotham. I grew up watching horror movies probably from an age younger than I should have, to be honest.
I think that's all of us, though, honestly.
But basically, as soon as all of that happened, you know, it was already over. Like, it was done. I knew that it was part of me, and it's in my lyrics, it's in our videos. Our last video was for our song, The Boogeyman. I did a full face prosthetic, including like ears and all these details and stuff. I hand painted it myself. I applied it myself, and I turned myself into my literal sleep paralysis demon. So I would say that it informs quite a bit of what I do. I think that in a world that has, you know, feels like it's gone mad, that horror movies are kind of comforting, because real life is where the actual monsters are. And they are incredibly scary, and they look just like you and me. But in movies, monsters are identifiable. You see the monster, and it's a big, scary thing. It's got tentacles, it's got teeth, it's got claws, you know? And that is something that is like, oh, that's the monster. Okay. When a monster is big and scary and has teeth and claws and tentacles and things like that, or, you know, has the jingle of the ice cream man in the background, you know that it's the monster. And it's reassuring sometimes to have something that's so obviously different and alien to you be the monster, as opposed to your next door neighbor being the monster, which sometimes is the case.
Yeah. So tell me about the recent tribute that you did at the Lincoln Center honoring the late polystyrene from X-Ray Specs.
This was actually in conjunction with the book that her daughter was putting out about her life with her mom. And they did a whole documentary about that in the days leading up to the show. It was put together by Kathleen Hanna of Bikini Kill, and with the female founder of the Afropunk Music Festival here in New York City. I was incredibly honored to be able to do two songs from an incredible artist. She was the very first woman of color punk musician to ever make it mainstream on the charts, and it was just an incredible honor. She was a really unique person, and she really broke a lot of barriers, and she did things that were very different. The fact that she included a horn section in her band, that was a big thing that was very wildly different from anything that any other punk bands were doing at the time. I don't think there were any other punk bands that were doing that at the time. She would wear unconventional things on stage. She made clothes out of trash bags. She was very much against the aesthetic of the sexualization of women in music. So she wanted to wear outfits that were different, that covered up her skin. She would wear like children's marching uniforms and different things like that. You know, she was just very much somebody who really set out on her own and did something really unique. And I was incredibly honored to be performing with so many musicians, some of whom I had performed with before at a different event that Kathleen Hanna hosted, which was a tribute to the late, great Mia Zapata, was also another amazing, amazing Riot Girl musician. And it was just an incredible, incredible experience.
Oh my gosh. Let's dig into more of the horror film situation. What's one of the songs from your album that you think would fit perfectly in a movie soundtrack? And if you had like a preferred movie as well, like what kind of would that be?
I actually just saw, and we just reviewed on the cutting room floor, a movie called Werewolves, and I think our song Bite would be absolutely perfect for that. Bite is a song about werewolves. It's actually a reimagining of the Little Red Riding Hood story from the perspective of the wolf, if it was a werewolf that was trying to seduce someone. And that's pretty much what my version is, because I'm always thinking about it from the bad guy's side.
Okay, but I feel like that's kind of fun though, right?
It is. I don't think that there's any good story, period, without an incredibly good villain.
Gotcha. And do you have like, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite, we'll say, should we go slasher or should we just go monster?
I would say I'm going to give you my favorite monster because I tend to prefer creatures over slashers in general. I'm not that I don't like a good slasher, because I literally wrote a song called Slash 'Em Up. But I would say that my favorite kind of slashing type character, but he's still a monster, is Freddy Krueger.
Yep, agreed.
Who was a huge influence on the design of my boogeyman character. That's why my boogeyman character has big, long claws and wears gloves and stuff, but it's not like, they're not metal blades or anything. Instead, it's the souls of dead children trapped in the fingers, just if you catch that detail. And I'm very much into those kind of monsters. One of my very favorite early horror films that I ever saw was a film called Dolls. And this was a creepy movie where a bunch of, there's a car wreck, of course, and they pull up to a house, and of course it's incredibly like ornate and big ass like mansion practically. And they pull up to the house to try to get to a phone to get help or whatever. And an old couple lives there, and then their dolls, they have all these little handmade dolls in all the rooms that these people are staying in. And as a matter of fact, other people that also got caught in the storm also end up, coming to the door. And the old couple that lives there is nice enough to let everybody in, but you find out why very soon as those creepy little dolls come to life. And that was a huge influence on me. I think the next movie that was a really, really big influence on me right after that was Evil Dead, which I saw with your husband.
Oh my gosh, throwback. Now that's a long friendship. Mm-hmm. What do you think deserves to be on everyone's must-watch list before they die?
Oh, that's hard.
I know, I'm sorry, but
that's
I'm curious.
Incredibly difficult. Honestly, really, it depends. So I'm going to give you a list that depends on what type of movie you want to see. So if you are somebody who is into vampires, I think that Bram Stoker's Dracula is a really good one. You know what I mean? I loved Nosferatu. I
haven't seen it yet. I gotta check it out.
That was good. Oh man, that one is really good. It's really sexy and it features a whole lot of monster loving, if you know what I'm saying, because you gotta bounce on it. Crazy style. Yeah.
Oh, I love
it. So, yeah, Nosferatu is pretty nuts, and literally and figuratively. And straight up monster humping going on in that one.
Oh my God.
And it's quite hot. It's quite hot. I really like I would. Oh man, that's too hard. Honestly, it just depends because everybody is so different. Some people like creature features. Some people like body horror. If you like body horror, I think that you have to see the film Society. That is a retro 80s film with some of the most insane body horror I have ever seen in my life, matched only in recent times by the film The Substance with Demi Moore. That gives it a run for its money, but even that is not quite as unhinged as Society is, because once you see the shunting, you can never unsee it. You can never unsee it.
I have to start writing a list down. I really do. I need to get back to watching.
And I think as far as like werewolf stuff, I would say that you would have to see American Werewolf in London. It has one of the absolute best werewolf transformation scenes that still holds to this day, is still one of the best. Although I will say, I just recently did a review of the film Werewolf starring Frank Grillo, and that one has some pretty epic wolf transformations, and there's multiple wolves. So you get to see a bunch of different transformations and stuff. And one of the transformations is absolutely an homage to American Werewolf in London. It's actually got similar traits.
I love when
to
they do
the
things
big
like that.
Oh yeah, because that one is known throughout like the world basically as like one of the absolute best. And the fact that they actually did that so long ago, that was in like the 80s, you know what I mean? That's crazy. That still stands as one of the absolute best transformations ever.
Roseblood, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. So to end the episode, I would love to do a flash round.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Favorite movie snack?
Favorite movie snack? I like stuff that's crunchy and salty. I would say I do love popcorn, but sometimes if I don't have popcorn, I do like Cheez-Its.
Ooh, okay.
Or Goldfish.
Oh, interesting. One film you'll never watch again.
Oh my God. Let's see. I don't even want to say it because I don't want to advertise it. That's how much I disliked it. That's how much I disliked it.
Heard.
I refuse. I refuse to promote it as a film. It was something that an edgelord friend of mine told me to watch. Oh, I'll choose another one. Hostel. I wouldn't see Hostel again. I am not a person who enjoys gore for gore's sake. And movies like that, and unfortunately movies like Terrifier are not for me. I love Art the Clown, don't get me wrong. Amazing design, very, very cool. Yeah, that level, there's a certain level that is too much for me, and that's it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, guilty pleasure movie.
Guilty pleasure movie. Oh man. I like a lot of like stuff that's like kind of that people would consider it a guilty pleasure because it's not necessarily meant for adults. Like I love Studio Ghibli films. I love Spirited Away. I love Amelie. That's like, you know what I mean? Like I love like movies like that that are very full of like kind of childlike wonder and like beauty and stuff like that. So that's my guilty pleasure, I guess.
So are you the reason why Carlton had me watch Emily?
That's right.
Okay. Got it. Got it. That girl was messing with everybody at one point.
I loved it.
It was so good.
I loved it. She was like freaking, she's like so cute and sweet and innocent looking, but she's also like a mastermind. And I don't know, I just love stuff like that. Yeah, I'm into it.
All right. What's a film that's criminally underrated?
Oh my goodness. There are so many that are so good that I feel, I mean, that's literally why I created my channel, is that I felt that there were, you know, like there's so many, we have so many choices when it comes to streaming that, that people miss out on movies because they don't realize that it's a good movie because they have so many choices that it's easy to get overwhelmed. That's why I wanted to make a channel where I could be like, hey, I'm a real person. I'm going to give you my real freaking opinion on these things, and you know, I'll tell you the good things about it. I'll tell you some of the things that I don't like as much about it, but I'm not here to crap on movies. I really, really want people to find good stuff to watch, you know?
Yeah, no.
So I think a recent underrated film that I really don't think it got any kind of burn was the movie The Gorge, which I saw with you. That was
so
a
good.
great movie.
It was really good.
I don't know what it was, if it was like maybe the time that it came out and the other movies that it was competing with. But that is an underrated film. It was so well done to me. I thought the acting was great. I thought the monsters were really scary, and there was a lot of them.
There were.
You know what I mean? I thought that the story was really interesting and different. You know, it's like, yeah, there was a couple of little plot holes here and there, but it wasn't anything that to me detracts from the story. What I like to do when I see films is I try to give them a shot, because I know all of the hard work that it takes to make a movie. I've worked on film sets, I've worked on TV sets, and it's hard. It takes a lot of people to make a movie, and it's really, really difficult, and people don't realize how hard it is. You know what I mean? People don't realize all of the different things that go into it. So I just, I applaud people just for even having made a movie, period.
Point blank, period.
Yeah.
What band member would die first in a horror movie, and why?
What, in my band?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but my bass player would die first.
Oh, no!
Yeah, my bass player would die first. He would probably just apathetically accept it. He might even take himself out, like as soon as he realizes what the situation is, like, nah, fuck this, I feel like he'd go out first, because I feel like me and Thorn Black, our circus performers, were really strong physically, and we are very resourceful, and we're really used to working together. So, sorry,
guy.
Corey. Sorry, you're going down.
I'm so sorry, Corey. I didn't realize you were going to get thrown under the bus. And then last but not least, if your band had to live inside one movie universe, which one are you surviving in?
This is the problem when you've watched a
I know,
ton of horror movies, and then you're underneath the pressure and you're trying to think that if you could survive X, Y, or Z. You know what? I would survive Hellraiser, because all you have to do, literally, all you have to do to survive Hellraiser is not touch the freaking box. Leave the box alone. Leave it alone, okay? Just don't mess with it.
So leave the box alone.
Leave the box alone, okay? Just leave the box alone. That's all you gotta do. I feel like that's a super easy one. There's a lot of horror movies, honestly, where literally all you gotta do is, like, you know what? I would survive in Blair Witch. You know why? Because I don't go into the woods. I don't go in there. You want to go to some creepy house where a bunch of people died last year? Absolutely not. Count me out. Enjoy your trip. See you never. See you in the funeral. That's about it.
Honestly, I feel like I would just freak out if I was in a zombie one. Like a zombie
one is bad.
Zombie
ones are bad.
Or alien invasion. I'm like, shit,
No.
what are we going to do?
Those are hard.
I'm like, what are we going to do?
You're going to die. Apparently.
A terrible death.
Now, I'm going to turn it around on you, Mel.
Oh, no.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
What movie universe would you survive?
Survive?
Yeah.
Put me anywhere where magic exists.
Okay.
And I'll be good.
All right.
And
All
I'll
right.
be good. Because
Okay.
if there's one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to read in the archives. I'm going to find a spell. I'm going to be in those books. Going, like, we're going to...
You're going to open up those ancient tomes?
I'm going to do it
be all
all.
about it.
I'll
be all
like,
about it.
Give me magic, and I will survive.
Okay.
Give me anything else, I don't know. I don't know. But magic, I think I got it. I think I got it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you once again for joining me today. Please tell the people where can they find you, what's your most recent projects, events. Please let them know.
Absolutely. You can find Cut Like This on Spotify. You can find us on Bandcamp. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. On Facebook, you'll find that there's almost 20,000 other people that like us besides you, which is incredible. We've been working really hard and growing our audience. And that's a lot for an indie band with nobody else backing it, and it's just us doing everything. We are, did I mention YouTube already? We are also on TikTok. We are on pretty much anything that you use to get music, like Apple Music or Pandora or any of those kind of services. We're on all of those guys. We have a new single that's coming out for Halloween. You don't get to hear what it is until it comes out, but I can
I do.
Yeah, she heard it earlier today, and I can tell you that shit is a banger.
Banger.
Oh yeah. So Yeah, we have several music videos on our channel, and we have our show, The Cutting Room Floor, which is up to, I think, 66 episodes.
Yes.
What? We are in our third season of our little horror review show. So if you're looking for your next favorite horror movie, come sit down and learn about some really cool indie horror movies to check out.
All right. Thank you once again. I'm Mel, and this is High Notes. And shout out to Thorn Black, who will be editing this video celebrity style.
Yes, and we'll also make this a dual cutting room floor culinary masterpiece. So we're going to be putting it on both our channels for you guys to enjoy. Thank you so much for inviting me to collaborate.
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure always to sit down with you.
Cheers, my friend.